It's a minute after 7. This is Kai FM 95.9. Kai, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you to John Perlman for a lovely show as always. Now, Kaya, it is 7 o'clock and we're talking home. It is mentality. It is a Tuesday evening in Conversations with Men, trying to understand the mind of a man, trying to get through to understanding how they feel, at least how we make them behave. Yeah? Is that the platform that we give them, or lack thereof, as Dr. Rams would say. Anyway, you hear all this noise and Kaya happening and all of that. I've got Dr. Rams in the studio. How are you, Dr. Rams?
I'm fabulous, and how are you?
Are you fabulous?
Why wouldn't I?
Oh, okay. I know you're fabulous.
I mean,
especially today.
No, not necessarily. Especially every Tuesday. I mean, I spent Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday without seeing you.
And then you come here and you're fabulous.
And babe.
Yes. At least I was stupendous today. You're just fabulous. Get fabulous. Just be fabulous. It's okay. Stick to fabulous. It's okay.
I think
fine.
You do look fabulous.
No, don't worry. Fabulous is good.
Thank you, Pearl.
Yes. Let's do. I love fabulous.
Some people know how to recognize class.
Yeah, this is it. That's why I say fabulous. You see now. Pearl, how are you?
It's so good to see you. It's been a while.
It's good to have you on the show.
It's when I was invited to come here, I was like, is she only inviting me now?
Ish. But I'm glad you're here.
I'm very happy to
so
be here.
glad you're here. Mkaya, that's Pearl Thusi. Yes, I'm sure you know the noise that comes with that laughter. You know when you laugh, ne? You make me feel like there's such beauty in this world that we don't see. And every time you laugh, I feel that way because you have this beautiful, beautiful, contagious laughter that I absolutely love, I've got to tell you.
I'm so glad to hear that because I always thought I sound like a drowning hyena, but I sound happy.
That's fine. The drowning hyena that's happy. That's fine.
So, okay, is that okay?
We're happy with a happy,
I'm trying
with a
to
drowning
imagine
hyena.
this drowning hyena.
Okay, let's leave it.
Let's not go to the drowning hyena. Let's not do the drowning hyena. Let's not do that. Okay, Mkaya, this is what we're talking about this evening. The support of a woman, okay, or lack thereof, okay. What does it mean to her man? Okay. Now, I'm going to take you back a bit and explain to you why we're talking about it and what it actually means. We've got a lot of guys who will say that, I do this for her, but would she do this for me? So that's one way of looking at it. The other is that I want to go to school and she is working and she's fine and I want her to support me. So I want her to be that girl that supports me like that, takes me to school, pays for me, and of course it's for our future. Okay? So as much as he would love you and do it for you, it's the same that you would want him to do. You know what I mean? That he would want you to do for him. So, Pearl, hey, congratulations. Let's start there.
Thank you.
Your nomination, girl, Best Actress?
It's my first Best Actress nomination. The only other nomination I have for acting particularly is Best Supporting Actress. So at least there's a young climb up the ladder.
It's not young, baby. It's not young. No, let's not do the modesty thing. It's big, this. It's lovely. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Well
it means
done.
a lot, when you've put
You're
in
an
the hard
amazing
work.
actress. I got to tell you that.
Did you watch it?
I haven't seen this, but I've always seen you on Sidengo. I've seen you on so many other pieces, and I'd watch and think, wow.
How is she able to hide herself?
I'm like, where is she? That's not her. She's really acting. Wow. And you do it very well.
Thank you so much. That means you have no idea. There's no actor in the world who can hear this enough.
I can imagine that.
Yeah.
No, you do it beautifully, brilliantly.
Thank you.
Absolutely brilliantly. So congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
And I think you deserve to win that.
I also don't.
I think you deserved to. But hey, it's fine, hey?
Yeah, it's okay.
It's all right. But thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Especially after that. It's big for you.
Thank you.
It's really big. Okay, you played Brenda.
Yeah.
Solomon Mahlangu's wife.
No, girlfriend.
Girlfriend. Solomon Mahlangu's girlfriend in the movie Kalushi, the story of Solomon Mahlangu.
Yeah.
Take me through the movie. And the reason why I'm asking you to take me through the movie is so that we get the understanding of who you play and the role that you played, really. Of course, in relation to our topic this evening.
Okay. I think I've got to disclaim, firstly, that, Brenda was a fictional character within the story. But it's always good to have, there aren't a lot of females represented in Solomon's story.
Right.
But they were brought in, like the sergeant who is with them in Angola. And, of course, Brenda, who's at home with Solomon's mother, who, of course, was real. So, and was a very strong woman, in her own right. She's since passed on. But we had her blessing blessing to create the story
that's lovely.
in the way that we did. So Solomon Mahlangu is a young man who lives a very turbulent life, trying to figure out who he is in the world that he was in at the time. So initially, Solomon wasn't a man who wanted to become a part of the struggle or the MK. He was, a humble vendor trying to sell fruits, trying to provide for his family, for himself, for his brother, and just make it day by day, as it were. He wasn't even at June 16, which Brenda and the rest of the team were at. And Brenda's character carries the responsibility. This is her main responsibility in the film. She carries the audience through the scene of June 16, what happened at June 16, how the students felt, what the feeling was. And then at the end of it all, Solomon has gone through the MK training. They come back. They haven't even done what they were meant to do. Some people died on the way. Some people died on the way back. And they don't follow an order that they were meant to follow. Solomon tries to make sure that they follow that order, but the people behind him, they don't understand why they've been sent there. But there was part of a plan. They end up in Soweto and... and then he ends up getting caught and ends up being hung.
I'm going to play the trailer just before we continue, because I think we need to hear,
You think you can hear the images, if that makes any sense?
It makes a lot of sense. Let's play it? Yeah?
Yeah.
Prosecution, please lay the charges against the accused before this court.
2 counts of murder and causing fear and distress in the public domain. My name is Solomon Mahlangu. I live in Mamelodi, C2 Ndebele section.
There's gonna be a match on the 16th of June in Soweto. I want you guys to come.
Soweto made us angry. It made me angry. Policemen killing children. For what? Afrikaans. We were tired of only having stones to throw while you shoot us with bullets. We were going to fight fire with fire.
Solomon Mahlangu and Mondi Motlang have a common purpose. They left the country together. They underwent military training together.
You're not mercenaries. You're freedom fighters. Are we clear?
And together, they terrorized the people of South Africa. They had a common purpose. And that purpose was murder.
Welcome to Pretoria Central Maximum Security Prison.
Wow. It sounds packed.
There's a line there, and the guy says, "Welcome to Pretoria Maximum Security Prison. When you leave here, it will be in a coffin."
Oh my word.
That's what he says right after that line. I think it's a very powerful line.
It's powerful, especially when you look back at our history and realize that a lot of people did leave in coffins.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just a line.
What was special about Solomon is, he was one of the first very young ones to get hung by the government.
Yes.
As you have to go, I think it's between 30 and 40 amount of steps that you climb up to go to meet your doom. And he was the only one that walked willingly, accepted his fate, and said that his blood would nourish the fruit of our freedom. And everybody else, and they recreated that in the movie, where you see the others being dragged up, fighting, not wanting to end up there.
Isn't that sad though?
It's just, it's horrible. It's horrible, but it happened.
Now, let's just recap. We're talking about women who are supportive, women who are there for their children, for their husbands and partners, okay? And the most important thing here is there for their partners, remembering very well that the role of a man is to protect, is to support, is to be there for the woman. So now the roles are changed. But does it, and the question that I'd like us to answer, maybe not immediately, but there's a question that I'd like us to get to. And it's whether the roles change, or if it's just at that moment he is not necessarily the provider, but he does not become not the head of the house, if you know what I mean, But I want us to go into those dynamics just shortly.
Okay.
Mama will talk to us about that. Pearl, Brenda, take me back to Brenda. She's supportive to her man. Yes?
Yeah.
She's a supportive character.
Yeah.
How so?
Brenda, in a different way, she also leads him. So she supports him by leading him. So at the beginning, she's the one who goes to June 16. She's the one who's excited about being a part of this revolution. She's somewhat naive. She learns her lesson after June 16, after seeing a lot of children die, comes back and tells him not to go there. not to be a part of the MK. These people are terrible. When he gets back, after he's been caught now by the government and he's in court, she's there every single day to support him. She goes to speak to him as young as she is. I mean, she must have been 19 at the time. She goes in to support him and speak to him and try and fight with him. But when he's decided that he's choosing to die, she's there for him even in that decision. His brother is still fighting for him to, fight for his life, but he's accepted that he's going to go, and Brenda supports that decision that he's made. So that's, the support she gives to Solomon in the story.
What does it mean to you, though? And I'm talking now Pearl, not Brenda. Supporting a man, is it something you would do?
Definitely. I think as traditional as I am, I've got my modern ways, and I'm listening to Mama speaking and I'm thinking, whoa, us young ones, the value of family, the value of, togetherness and, even the neighbors, etc., is not the same anymore. We need to measure what we're getting back from what we invest. So whether it be money, whether it be followers, likes.
That's powerful.
Everything must be measurable. So how do I measure until I'm 65, 85, 55, the value of this relationship? I can't measure it. So then how do I know? Except, if I'm getting a lot of gifts, which is what a lot of women want.
And they think that kind of determines the relationship.
Exactly.
Doesn't necessarily do that.
No, it doesn't do that. So for me, it's a rock and a hard place, because the traditional me and the modern me are fighting against each other. And I need to decide who is going to win.
You see, and this is where I think a lot of women, when I Pearl, have problems. I don't see why we can't have both. I don't see why Pearl can still be the traditional woman, but learn to change and support her man and still be that modern in that sense. Because just like everything else, love can never be static.
Yes.
So
you're not going to love that person
love
forever,
can never
every
be
day.
static, and you can't love the same every day. And you can't love, you see, if you want to sit down and quantify love and say, I love this person because he buys me a bag, he buys me shoes, then it's not love, it's something different. Love is when you're with the person and you know when it's good or bad. You want, even when you're angry with that person, you want to be with that person.
Yep.
Do you understand? You still want to be with that person in the anger. So I don't get why we cannot do it together. Why we cannot allow the strong, powerful, independent woman, because again, you find a lot of our traditional women are getting to be very strong, independent women. Remember, traditionally, women have always been independent.
And always been strong.
And
Have always been very strong.
Yeah.
And have always been supportive of their families. They've always held the family together.
I mean,
That's
when
true.
you don't have physical strength, you've always had to use your mind and use your heart.
And usually the mind and heart works better than physical strength. Eh?
This is true. This is true. And I wanted to say to Mama as well, Mama, I'm having aha moments as I think about what you were saying, because it's repeating in my mind. It takes also for a strong man to trust and be vulnerable. It takes for him to have a good woman,
Exactly.
that he knows he can trust and that he knows won't let him down.
And it's not just any woman, hey? It's not just any
No,
woman.
it makes me look in the mirror and say,
Exactly.
like,
Makes
can
you
my
talk
man trust me like that?
That way. And you need to be able to talk to self and say, but self, can we be Mamfuke? Self, can I be Brenda? Can I be that woman who in history, whether it's family history or whatever, but my kids can look back and say, wow, mom did it.
But did Mama have to be in the background for this to happen somehow? Because, a lot of women, to be behind a strong man means you must be in the background.
Were you in the background, Mama?
Yes and no.
Okay.
When it needed me to assert myself,
You did.
I would come out. Yes. But you know your moments.
Exactly.
Yes.
The roles are
instance-
clearly
So
specified.
it's always knowing
Yes.
your roles, knowing your place, knowing exactly where you are.
And, a case in point, I'm camera shy.
Oh, you're camera shy. Hey, I thought you really language.
I thought that was
I
very-
thought you were speaking in
I
tongues.
thought that was beautiful English.
No,
actually.
I thought you were speaking in tongues. I just heard I'm
Tamarasha.
I'm Tamarasha. I'm like, hey. No, ne ke tshwere ke re no papa wa roka. O shapa ka Tamarasha. No, ne ke re ke steering.